Trees, they provide shade, shelter, and they bring oxygen while capturing carbon dioxide that is released into our air. Trees are also sources of life-saving remedies.
Trees can absorb all of that carbon. The larger the tree, the more carbon they can absorb.
Pharmacist, explorer, healing seeker, author, and filmmaker Amy Greason loves tending to trees in her garden for their beauty and importance to the landscape. Amy Greason's hunt for medicinal treatments and cures has taken her from her home and family pharmacy in the Triad to remote jungles of the Amazon, to island rainforests, and into dense, unexplored forests of the Congo. Her most recent trek with her Healing Seekers team brought her to the Congo, where she met Dominique, blind and taught by his father to heal his village from the swamp forest.
When he goes into the jungle to find the medicine, he will take a helper with him, and he will tell him, take from this tree but not this tree, and take from this tree but don't take from this one. There's just an infinite supply of knowledge that has never been shared with the outside world.
He showed Greason how to use the bark from a gumbo tree for migraine relief as leaves transformed into medicine droppers. And this mokiakiaki plant becomes cough medicine.
The original source was a venomous snake in Brazil, and they isolated a compound in the venom, and that became one of our most widely prescribed blood pressure medicines. And then Coumadin, a blood thinner, came from mold.
A group of scientists looks at how each specimen Greason brings home may be replicated by modern medicine to treat or cure disease. So far, specimens provided by indigenous healers show promising, natural, non-addictive pain relief.
There's not a doubt in my mind that the cures for these viruses, for COVID, there's not a doubt in my mind that those treatments are out there.
But we are racing against the climate clock. Greason says from our home in the Triad, we see climate change from a privileged place on the earth, with luxuries like running water and electricity, and some of our power is coming from coal burning. Coal is considered a dirty fuel since burning it creates higher carbon emissions and can contribute to poor air quality. But it is often the only fuel available for some communities.
You're living in a hut, you have children, it gets cold at night, you're going to do whatever it takes to keep those children warm. And if it's burning coal, they're going to burn coal. So I think the rest of the world can maybe come together on some things like that.
Greason's Madagascar expedition brought her to these majestic baobabs, known as the mother tree. Parts of the tree are used by the local villagers to treat viral and bacterial illnesses, and baobab fruit is also a great source of potent vitamin C.
In Madagascar, there are 6 endemic species of the 8 known in the world. One of those species, they believe there are only 2 existing trees. Nothing can trigger those seeds to germinate, so there's a fear that they may be the 2 remaining trees that will ever exist on planet Earth.
Triad development often includes clear-cutting, wiping out local habitats to put up new grocery stores or homes, and survival abroad comes at a huge cost as well. Thousands of acres of land in Madagascar are unrecognizable to Greason upon a return trip a decade later. A paradise of lush green rainforest now appears like a dusty quilt of soil erosion. Slash and burn agriculture is fueling climate change with more carbon emissions and less tree canopy to store that harmful greenhouse gas.
It's shocking to see the huge masses of land that are now barren.
We've got to take those miracles from nature and we've got to combine them with the brilliance of science in order to make them available to the rest of the world.
Greason's book and The Silent Spoke, as well as her film, Expedition Congo, have brought her awards. But Greason says she still believes the greatest reward is if these miracles from nature lead to new life-saving drugs that might one day be on Triad Pharmacy shelves.
The other thing, Michelle, that I was absolutely dumbfounded with, and the whole team, is that even when we go to these remote areas, we find plastic bottles and wrappers from the Western world.
And I was amazed to find dozens of water bottles left to litter the view on my recent trip to Linville Falls. We take you there on our next segment and into the high country to Grandfather Mountain to see more on our shifting climate.